boys and girls. Today we're going to talk about equivalent fractions. I told you a little bit about equivalent fractions when I talked to you about reducing fractions. Well, today we're going to go opposite. We're going to start with a fraction that is in lowest terms. It's already been reduced, and we're going to find an equivalent fraction. That means we're taking the same fraction and changing the numbers. But remember, we're not changing the value of the fraction. The fraction itself is going to stay the same. Just like when I talked to you about cake. Remember how much I love cake? Okay, so 1/2 was the same size as 2/4, and that was also the same size as 4/8. These are equivalent fractions. You can see that the shape and the size of the fraction is all the same for every single fraction, but the numbers are different. They are equal, so they are equivalent fractions. Another example looks like this. Here I've got 1/2, 2/4, 3/6, and 4/8. And these are all split up into different pieces and different sizes of pieces. So each of those parts making up the whole is a different size, but the total amount that is used, or the numerator, is different. So here we have 4, here we have 3, here we have 2, and here we have 1. But they're all equal. These are equivalent fractions. The way to make an equivalent fraction is to take the numerator and the denominator and multiply them by the same number. And you don't want to use 0. And you'll get an equivalent fraction. So here we have 2/3, and we multiplied the numerator and the denominator by 4. So 2/3 times 4/4. 2 times 4 is 8, and 3 times 4 is 12. So 2/3 is equivalent to 8/12, because when you multiply 2/3 times 4/4, you get 8/12. I've shown this on a number line here. So I took 1/2 as an example, and I made it equivalent to 4/8. I've also done 2/4 here too. Okay, so 1/2, I want to find an equivalent fraction. Well, I'm just going to multiply it by 2. You could pick any number you want. You could pick 5,724. I picked 2. 1 times 2 is 2, and 2 times 2 is 4. So 1/2 is equivalent to 2/4. And we know that because we've done that one already. 1/2 is equivalent to 2/4. So on my number line, what this looks like is, this is my whole number here. My number line is broken up into 2 sections, and this is 1/2 right here. 1/2 falls halfway between 0 and 1. On a number line that is broken up into fourths, with 1/4 being here, 2/4 being here, and 3/4 being here, 1, 2, 2/4 falls halfway down the number line. It's in the same spot as 1/2 because the value is the same. Now I took 1/2, I multiplied the top and the bottom, so the numerator and the denominator, by 4. And that gave me 4/8. So my bottom number line here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8/8 makes up my whole, and halfway down my number line is 4/8. So you can see that 1/2, 2/4, and 4/8 are all equivalent fractions. Okay, just to help you visualize this a little bit more, I want to show you how 1/2 is equivalent to 2/4, which is also equivalent to 4/8. They take up the same amount of space. They're the exact same size because they're the same fraction with different numbers. So these are equivalent fractions. One last example, and then I'll give you your practice problem. Here I have 2/3. 2/3 is equivalent to 4/6, which is also equivalent to 8/12. Same size, different numbers, equivalent fraction. Okay, now for your practice. I would like you to write an equivalent fraction for 3/4. you won't just write your fraction, but you're going to work it out like this. You're going to show me how you started with 3/4, multiplied it, and came up with your equivalent fraction. And then I would like you to either represent using shape models or number lines your equivalent fractions. So you will show me two equivalent fractions either with shape models here, cutting the cakes up, or number lines here.